Everyone is so worried about their position. Their position seems to be the only interest these days. As you walk, I think I look like a robber, right? I look like a thief. Do I look like a thief with the dark glasses? And it's warm here in Mexico City. And do I look like a shined up, polished up thief? Yeah. I'm living the spared life. Been robbed here in Mexico several times, including the authorities. I've been robbed in Brazil, Mexico, with a gun to my head, to the neck, to the rib cage, including the rented car was stolen. But I never held on to any of it because the human beings are made this way because of the structures we have created, the disparities, the differences. Me idea has put everyone in this mode that everyone is more interested about their position, holding on to it, forgetting about life that they are, which is brief, mortal, and fragile, and it could be any time. Yet they carry on as if they have got 1,000 years to live here, particularly the ones who are living with their body, their physicality, and their thought, so-called the psychological drama. And every time I walk past or close to somebody who's using a mobile phone, they hold on tight. Dark glasses, bit fishy, this guy. I should hold on to my plastic waste material that a screen and a so-called a smartphone has given you the notion or the fake idea that the phone that you're holding on to, it seems like a smart idea, that you are gripping onto it more than you're gripping onto your own life. Are you stupid? Are you singularly lost in your idea about the very life form? There you go, she's holding on to it very quickly. Anything, because the only thing you're holding on to is that smartphone, right? When you lose that smartphone, your smartness will disappear, so you're worried about that, aren't you? So you're always conscious somebody's waiting to steal it. Somebody's waiting to grab and run kind of attitude is in your head. This is the humanity today on the planet. They're not sensitive to life, they're sensitive to the gadgets, the material aspects, material aspirations of life. And with that, they're losing life. They're losing the intelligent creation of life. And I'll tell you, holding on to the phone in one hand, holding on to a liter of orange juice freshly squeezed for me by an elderly couple in that little market I found out of the way, is that muscle strength is slowly becoming jelly-like. Gotta change my... No laughing matter. Try and hold a orange juice, liter of orange juice like this, and the phone in the other hand, and constantly go talking, making sure that you're not going to trip on this uneven pavement here in Mexico City. Anyhow, even that. Anyhow, so as I said, a dodgy geezer in Mexico City. Everybody's holding tightly to their smartphone because the only thing they've got smart is what they're holding on to. Everything else about themselves has become a stupidity. Stupidity beyond human capacity to be an immense possibility on this planet, and instead they become a cripple and more often a problem to themselves and to everybody else around them. And what's so keenly interesting is that I have lost countless number of phones. I don't know how many. In one occasion alone, about 6 phones were stolen. And here in Mexico, when I arrived once, I had 2 sets of lenses, large SLR, and 2 sets of large SLR cameras. One was kept because I was told I couldn't carry 2 of one kind into the country, though it has been used many times, and several of my visits I've come over, so they kept on the day. The guy had its own rule because he's in a uniform. Anyway, but that didn't stop me coming, nor it stopped me highlighting the fact that humans like this poor chap has to go through the bin. And whilst I'm still not deterred or worried about any that he might take my but what's so interesting is that everyone is grabbing and gripping onto their smart devices and becoming stupid in their own intelligence to be either they plugged in, they're deaf because they're plugged in, well plugged in, and well strapped up with all the gadgetry. They're worried that if you take any of those items away from them, so they're constantly running on the street in absolute stiffness. You're supposed to get them some health and open up their chest and get some freshness into their brains. And not just that, have a healthy mind before you start to make a physical build on you. Because if your health depends on your body, no matter what you try to do, it'll always poke at you, prick at you, sting at you, because your mind is driving that body to be the way you intend in your head. So a healthy mind is what you need. It's not your physical body that is also need well-being. And it all depends on how much nonsense are you carrying on this so-called brain, so-called in your head. And so-called everyone is so in tune with the smart devices, losing their intelligence to be able to propel themselves to a smart and an intelligent life, how the creation intended. So we are smart enough to make the human population on this planet an absolute problem. Days, weeks, months, years, the life of this planet ahead is depend on your stupidity. If you don't wake up now, The earth, the creation, the very creation and the life on this earth will wake you all up. It'll be too late for you to take a photo ops, because when the earth starts teaching you the way the creation intended, it is a painful one. And it happens in countless numbers will suffer for this stupidity that we have created around us.